Well, for more on this story, we can speak to Doudou Sidibe, a lecturer and researcher. Thank you for speaking to France 24. I want to go back to that report we were just listening to. Before 2015, Burkina Faso was praised for its stability. These past 6 years have been a different tale. Why such a stark change in the country?
Thank you very much, William, for inviting me and for your outstanding question. To explain this situation, we can go back to the Libyan war. A lot of terrorist jihadists, left Libya and it spread all over Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And in these places, ungoverned places, most of the time, very villages that are very far from the capital and that cannot be secured by the army. And such act, had been done in retaliation against government crackdown and repression, in early May. And the terrorists would like also to scare villagers and prevent them from being recruited as volunteer fighters to help the army. But sometimes they can express kind of frustration by mass killing and attacks to shock and gain attention because they did not succeed to carry out their main goal, which is to set a religious regime to replace a secular government.
And even if that main goal of the extremists hasn't been realized, those tactics to scare the local populations, they could be effective. Insecurity, undermining government institutions. If these attacks continue to increase, where will Burkina Faso be down the road?
What Burkina Faso can do, it's difficult to foresee anything because they did some action, but these actions are not very efficient. They started recruiting volunteers in order to help the army, but it's difficult to choose a military solution because you cannot be everywhere. The military cannot be everywhere. Okay, but sometimes you can mix military solution with negotiation. It is exactly what Blaise Compaoré was doing, and now Roch Kabore is doing. But the difficulty is to negotiate with the Islamic States because they are not interested in, any negotiation. They are called absolute terrorists. If you have a contagion terrorist, you can do concession, promise something. But what they would like to have is to be a martyr and go to paradise according to their belief. And in such a case, it's very difficult to negotiate with them. And I think that what we can do is maybe to try to prevent such attacks by controlling regularly borders through neighboring countries' cooperation, and also trying to reassert the state authority, but also intelligence sharing can help, as well as fighting against poverty, because most of the time this population recruited by the jihadists are poor and they don't have the choice.
But wasn't the G5 Sahel force created just for this reason, to deal with these porous borders in this area and help stamp out extremism there?
The G5 is a bit weak because they don't have enough funding in order to carry out their task, and they need also international support from mainly from UN. Okay, that is why they cannot act efficiently.
All right, Doudou Sidibe, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much, though, for your time and your analysis.